in chapter 21 of Leviticus in the King James Version. And the Lord said unto Moses, Speak unto the priests, the sons of Aaron, and say unto them, There shall none be defiled for the dead among his people, but for his kin that is near unto him, that is, for his mother, and for his father, and for his son, and for his daughter, and for his brother, and for his sister, a virgin, that is nigh unto him, which hath had no husband, for her may he be defiled. But he shall not defile himself, being a chief man among his people, to profane himself. They shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh. They shall be holy unto their God, and not profane the name of their God. For the offerings of the Lord made by fire, and the bread of their God they do offer. Therefore they shall be holy. They shall not take a wife that is a whore or profane, neither shall they take a woman put away from her husband, for he is holy unto his God. Thou shalt sanctify him therefore, for he offereth the bread of thy God. He shall be holy unto thee, for I, the Lord, which sanctify you, am holy. And the daughter of any priest, if she profane herself by playing the whore, she profaneth her father. She shall be burnt with fire. And he that is the high priest among his brethren, upon whose head the anointing oil was poured, and that is consecrated to put on the garments, shall not uncover his head, nor rend his clothes. Neither shall he go in to any dead body, nor defile himself for his father or for his mother. Neither shall he go out of the sanctuary, nor profane the sanctuary of his God. For the crown of the anointing oil of his God is upon him. I am the Lord. And he shall take a wife in her virginity, a widow, or a divorced woman, or profane, or an harlot. These shall he not take, but he shall take a virgin of his own people to wife. Neither shall he profane his seed among his people, for I, the Lord, do sanctify him. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron, saying, Whosoever he be of thy seed in their generations that hath any blemish, let him not approach to offer the bread of his God. For whatsoever man he be that hath a blemish, he shall not approach, a blind man, or a lame, or he that hath a flat nose, or anything superfluous, or a man that is broken footed, or broken handed, or crook backed, or a dwarf, or that hath a blemish in his eye, or be scurvy, or scabbed, or hath his stones broken. No man that hath a blemish of the seed of Aaron, the priest, shall come nigh to offer the offerings of the Lord made by fire. He hath a blemish, he shall not come nigh to offer the bread of his God. He shall eat the bread of his God, both of the most holy and of the holy. Only he shall not go in unto the veil, nor come nigh unto the altar, because he hath a blemish, that he profane not my sanctuaries, for I, the Lord, do sanctify them. And Moses told it unto Aaron and to his sons and unto all the children of Israel. Okay, so there was a lot here. Lots were going through my mind. Again, as a reminder, this is during the Old Testament, during the time of Israel being in the wilderness. They have left Egypt, left the time of being under slavery, being misused and mistreated, and being treated like they were nothing. And now they are in the wilderness and they are on their way to the promised land. The Lord is providing them guidance, providing them rules of worship, rules of commandments, things for the whole community, because the Lord is holy, so therefore the people are to be holy. And he's providing all of this information to the people of Israel during this time, knowing, and he knows that there's more to come with this, but showing the people what it is to be holy. And there's a lot here in regards to what people consider and what people read and what people think. One thing that we can think about is the different people, the different types of people that the nations around them were, and what they did, and how they treated and how they act. Particularly Egyptians, particularly the Canaanites, that where they're headed to. There were things that were to stick out on purpose to show something to mankind that may not have anything to do with anything. Point in being, okay, so you're like, what are you talking about? Okay, so there's several things that the Lord wanted to make sure that the priests didn't do. For instance, in verse 5 of 21, they shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh. So they aren't to scar themselves or cut themselves to make drawings or things on their body. They weren't to cut their hair in particular ways, because things like this were being done from Egypt, and the Canaanites, to represent the different religions, the different types of worship, whether it be the stars of the sky or the beasts of the field or what it may be. Whatever they had, religious things that they would do to themselves, to show, including having people who look a particular way. And he goes on to say, for whatsoever man he be that hath a blemish, he shall not approach a blind man, or a lame, or he that hath a flat nose, or anything superfluous, or a man that is broken-footed, or broken-handed, or crook-backed, or a dwarf, or that hath a blemish in his eye, or be scurvy, or scabbed, or hath his stones broken. And continue on through 21. He hath a blemish, he shall not come nigh to offer the bread of his God. Part of that reason was they had people who, you had to be a dwarf, you had to be look a certain way, you had to, in order to be in this cult or covenant or what have you, you had to be a certain way or look a certain way in order to perform magic, or in order to perform these things, these wondrous feats. And so that was really dominant in these types of cultures that were around during this time frame. And so the Lord's saying that I want you to be holy. I want you to be holy. And he's not leaving the people, the people out that may end up being small or having something broken, who was of priests, who was of Levitical, of the Levites under Aaron and his family, who will be serving God. He's not saying that they can't do anything. He's just saying that he doesn't want for people to look upon something, because we as humans, we try to look for something to make a distinguish in a humanistic term. So the Lord is providing the terms when it comes to holiness, but we as humans try to look on those terms but try to do things ourselves in a humanistic way. And we still try to do those things, bringing past to present. Have you ever noticed, like, where maybe when you grew up, during the time of growing up, or throughout your life, that maybe only certain type of people, maybe tall people who look a certain way, are typically the leaders, or people who have a certain type of build are usually the warriors, or people who are usually maybe small are the fastest. And then we take a look at that, and not necessarily is that the case in all cases, nor is it necessarily a majority of the time. But it can be stereotypically looked upon these things. if you see somebody with a certain eye color, if you see somebody with a certain skin color, we start to weed and we start to separate and put things and then place stereotypical things that are not necessarily true to a group of people or a person onto them. We start projecting onto that person what we feel. We start writing even a script for that person instead of learning what each other is all about. Instead of talking, instead of loving thy neighbor, we just start predetermining what other people are to be. So the Lord is trying to make sure to separate the people that are to be holy from all the nations, and showing them how to with proper guidance. And so we can see that, bringing past to present, we can see the many times that we as men, a man on this earth, we do things to cause additional division, to cause anarchy, to cause separation, because we want to either show that we are better than, or we want to show a difference. We want to manipulate instead of loving thy neighbor as thyself. So there's a lot here, particularly, like I mentioned in Leviticus, there's sermon upon sermon. But before we go on, what kind of thoughts or feelings come to your mind when we read over this? How does it make you feel, and what does it make you think?